Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudo's Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. Today is going to be a life update, I guess you could say. Just an update in general, where I've been. I've been on hiatus. I haven't been putting out very many videos. Where is that lady at? Well, so I do work a normal job aside from taking care of my mother-in-law and getting videos for the channel done. Last week I worked 50 hours, which is 10 more than I normally do, and it just, like, I was exhausted. When I got done working, I'm just like, I need to go lay down. So I would lay down, and by the time I got back up, it was time to cook dinner and all that stuff. So I'm really hoping, I'm not going to promise it because I cannot promise anything. I am going to try my best to get back to getting videos done on a weekly basis, Monday through Friday. And it has to be either before my husband gets home from his work or after he leaves to go back to wherever he's going for the week, because he works out of town. And as I've told you many times, he does sit right behind me. You see that tan right there? Well, let me see. Can I get my finger there? No, of course not. This is his chair. So when he's here, I don't feel like being in here talking, because half the time he's either watching something or playing a video game. Lately it's just been chilling, watching things, playing his side games. But I also want to give him the space to relax after he gets home from working. And then on Fridays, Saturdays, and almost all of Sunday, yeah, that's when he's home. He gets, depending on where he's at and depending on when he can leave, he usually leaves on Thursdays. So he's home Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and then he leaves on Sunday. So I have to, take into consideration him sitting behind me. I don't want any kind of, what do you want to say, copyright infringement, because if he's got something on playing and it's loud, I don't want that being heard. And then on Saturdays or Fridays, we go out and do our running around, and then on Saturdays, we go out and just spend some time together. Last weekend, we went and test drove Can-Am out in Clovis, New Mexico, which was fun, but it was kind of cool, which was okay. I didn't want to be super hot on the motorcycle. It's been a long time since I've been on one of them things. He just got his endorsement, so now we're going to be going around test driving to see what we're both comfortable with, what I could possibly be comfortable with learning how to drive. But for right now, it's just 3 wheels. We're not doing 2 wheels. He scared himself almost to death during the class. And yeah, so he's like, I don't want to get on a 2-wheel right now. I just don't feel comfortable. So we're test driving 3 wheels. We both have our safety stuff on. We have helmets on, long pants. He wears his riding shoes that he got. They're boots. They cover his ankle, in case something happens. He was scared shitless, pardon my French, that he was going to lose me off the back end, because of course he's not used to me being behind him like that. So that's where I was at last weekend, and then I got home and I was just like, I'm so exhausted. And it wasn't even from the motorcycle as much as it was from the drive. And I'm used to, as bad as this sounds, I'm used to taking a nap during the day, even on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm like, I fell asleep on the way home, but I was still so tired. I'm just happy that the night before we set up dinner, so all we had to do when we got home was just pop it in the oven and heat it up. And I'm kind of like not getting videos done. I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about. I know there's always something to talk about, I mentioned this in my unbagging for October's Mary Maxim Club, Crochet Club, that I still haven't finished September's. September's. This is as far as I've gotten with it. And it's because it's such a dark yarn and fuzzy. I have to have the light on in the living room to even work with this yarn. I love it, but I would have wished they would have given us the purple yarn. I'm sure somebody might have gotten the purple yarn, but maybe they ran out of it. I don't know. But it's a nice hat, and I really do like these bags that you get with the yarn, because on the ride there, I was like, I'm taking this. I gotta keep myself occupied, because I love my husband, but I cannot watch him drive. He's the same way with me. I don't drive ever when if he's able to drive, he drives. If he can't drive for some reason, then I do, until he's able to. But I opened up the bag, took it out, and zipped it up, left a little bit of a space for the yarn to come through. But yeah, I'm still working on this, and I don't even know if how this is gonna work, because I'm burning up now. No, fan's on. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull that out here. Okay, so this here, so far, yeah, there we go. Okay, guess it comes down further than I thought it did. I don't think I'm gonna do the gloves. After I get the hat done, I'm gonna do the scarf. But I don't think I'm gonna do the gloves. I'm having a hard enough time with the hat, and the gloves start out the same way the hat does. I don't see that happening. Why the heck, there we go, okay. But I just don't see that happening. And I know that's probably a bad thing to stick my hook in here, but because of the pattern, I don't trust, I don't trust putting a stitch marker in it. And that way my hook's there too. So, but yeah, I've been working on that. I'm still working on the tunnel / cave type thing for my nephew's cat. He did take that other thing I made him that wouldn't stay standing up. He says, I'll still see if she'll use it. I don't know if she's ever touched it. I'm hoping that she'll try to use the other one that I'm making, because it's like this bigger opening, because you use a wooden hoop, like an embroidery hoop, and you crochet around it, and you use that to keep it open. But you just crochet it as long as you want, and then you close it off. So I'm still, like I said, I'm still working on that. Once I do get that finished, though, I'll show you guys what it looks like. I was going to bring it in here, but I didn't. I'm sorry the camera's moving, because I'm moving my hand. Every time I move my hand, the camera moves. It's weird. I like the camera, but it's very touchy, I guess you could say, so I'm trying not to move around too much. And you can see Bear is in her chair. I'm always trying to point the wrong direction. She's sleeping. She's waiting for her daddy. And the other one's on the floor. She's waiting for her daddy too. Our next snack crate box has been shipped. I'm not sure if it'll be next weekend or the weekend after that we'll get that recorded for you guys. I think this one is from Ireland. My husband says, as long as we don't get no more haggis chips. Oh, those were gross. Yeah, if you haven't watched any of our snack crate or Universal Yums, I always want to say Yum Yum, but it's Universal Yums boxes. Check those out. They're hilarious. The last one we did, I totally did not realize that the microphone wasn't picking up, because I was used to the mic on the actual camera working with their actual program, but I'm using another one and it doesn't recognize it unless you actually add it. So we had to redo the whole thing, but we did it so fast that it took less time than the first time we did it, because we were opening things and tasting it and letting you guys know what we thought about it and all that. And we didn't have to open anything when we redid it, because we just redid it. He's like, don't think the sound was picked up at all. And I'm like, oh crap. I am recording this on October 30th. You guys will not see this till November something. I don't know yet. I haven't decided on what day I'm going to do this. I might do it Monday after the Monday music. I can never remember how I label that. And I try to do that every week. But I don't know. It'll either be Monday or Tuesday you'll see this. And then of course it'll be November. So I just cannot believe October's almost done with. Tomorrow's the last day. And if you're in a time zone in an area that changes their times for fall or spring, Saturday night, Sunday morning is when they change. I know that it was, I can remember that it always being the weekend after Halloween that we change our clocks. And it's this weekend. We did do our first fire pit in the backyard. I did not take a video of it. We'll probably do another one this weekend if it gets... I think it's going to get cool enough for it. It's only supposed to be like in the 60s on Saturday here where I live. Just south of Lubbock. If you know Texas Tech University, that's the general area. Let's see. Yeah, Saturday it's only supposed to be a high of 64 here. This weather is being very weird. We actually had our record freezing temperature this morning at 32. Yeah. And it's not even November. I'm really... If it does snow a lot this year where I'm at, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. My husband will probably have to stay home when my mother-in-law has appointments for her doctor, because I don't mind driving in the snow and stuff, but areas that aren't actually equipped for that, I don't like driving on the roads in those conditions. Because in the south, they don't use salt like they do in the north. Or there's something that they used in Virginia that they put on the roads when it was going to get cold and they were afraid of, ice and stuff. It wasn't ice, it wasn't salt, but it was something else that they put down because we got the coating on our car to protect it from corrosion. But in the south, they tend to only use sand. And sand only does so much. With keeping the roadways clear of ice and stuff. And not everybody knows how to drive in those conditions either. So, and she's got a lot of, I think everybody that she sees right now is all booked for December, right before Christmas. And that's the other thing. It's like, I take care of her when I'm off work, when I'm working, all that. And it's not that, I mind doing it, but sometimes it's like I wish I could just have a little bit of extra help. But my nephew does help. He does help out when he's awake. And he has a totally different sleep schedule than us. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for work, and I get off at 2 or 9, depending on the day. Today was a 9 o'clock day. Tomorrow I'm actually working a little extra because we have some people where I work that actually live in Jamaica that got affected by Melissa. So they needed some extra help to cover those shifts that were not worked. And this cup you can get on my Fourth Wall website. I will put it in the description box below. I'm going to work on one for Christmas as well. It is kind of a little off kilter, it looks like, because when I put it straight, it looks like it's a little slanted, but nobody's perfect. I designed it. It's on there. There's a couple other designs on there. Well, another design on there for Halloween. I know it's tomorrow, but you can always get it for next year if you want to. This is the smaller cup mug. There are larger ones. I did I want to say it was 16 ounce, I can't even remember now, size. And then I have the tumbler tall for traveling for your car. I have that on one of them, and then I have one that's designed that says Happy Yarnoween with the bats that have hooks for their wings, or their body. I'm sorry, their body. It's their body that's got the hook. I said in another video it was the wings, so oopsie. And the moon is a yarn ball. But I'm trying to think of what else. Let's see. Yeah, it's been really cold where I'm at. I mean, it usually starts tapering down with the temperatures closer to Thanksgiving. So this cold snap that we got, and it seems like it's going to be sticking with us for now until springtime. But my girl's Brownie's actually awake back there. She woke up. There's Brownie. Say hi, Brownie. Say hi. Not go say hi? No. I know. Where's my dad, right? He's on his way home. Oh, there she goes yawning. But yeah, so that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. I do have an advent calendar coming for yarn. It is the Crochet Society's advent calendar. It came from Ireland. It finally got to the US, and it's in customs right now. So that'll be in December. I'm going to say next month, because technically when you see this it'll be November, so it will be next month. I know that sounds strange. But I might record it in advance just to let you know. I may not. I don't know yet. But yeah, look forward to that. And I am still looking at getting the girls their advent calendar. It might be from BarkBox, which is actually, we switched from Bully Make, which they used to get every 3 months, to Bark, because it was a lot cheaper, and they had a deal where you could get an extra toy for free for a year. So we're gonna try them out, see how it works out. They actually, where's your skeletons over there? Watch out, Bear. Let Mommy get up for a second. Can I get up for a second? I want to show the guys what you got from your bark box. Yeah, your bark bag. It actually comes in a bag with the monthly. That used to be, I guess they used to do a actual box, but because of cost, they switched it to a bag. Pardon me bending over here. Okay. Alright. So, of course, she's going to look at me. So this was one of the toys they got. And of course, because of October being Halloween, it was, and it's crinkly. They actually haven't destroyed this one yet. The next one's a little destroyed, but that's because, well, they got a grass seed in that one. How the heck did they get that in there? But that was this one. It's got candy in its stomach area. But my one daughter, Brownie, she loves that thing. And then this one is a candy corn, the same basic thing. And it's got a squeaker in here too. She's been kind of pulling at the yarn, the fuzzies. I'm going to say yarn because it's pretty much yarn. My Bella loves this one because it's big. And Bear gets to it, but she doesn't keep it for very long. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that the bark box soon. So that way I have that and the Crochet Society's Advent Calendar. I've seen somebody open a couple boxes on theirs, but they didn't show all of it. Obviously, they didn't want to show all of it because everyone is the same according to her. But we'll see how that goes. And yeah, and I'm hoping that I can keep going with the videos every week. If there isn't a video that week, and I'm sorry, but that's just that's how it's just gonna be. Now the week of Thanksgiving, that might be a little different because my husband will probably be home for that whole week. Because here in Texas, they pretty much have to shut down at a certain time during the holidays. Even for Halloween, they're not allowed to do much. In the one market that he was in, they weren't allowed to do really anything today, and they had to be done early. So I don't know if that's because they were doing trick-or-treating in their area tonight, or what was going on, because the area that he was in Kingsville south of us, about 8 hours south of us. They were allowed to work today, and I'm guessing tomorrow, but usually they can only work like a half a day on Fridays. So me thinking Thursday, okay, well, is it really going to be worth going down there for only like 2 days, So that week is kind of up in the air. He may or may not have to work that week. So videos probably will not be that week, unless on that Thursday or Friday, depending on when I have the time to squeeze it in. I may try to get some videos, but it's probably not going to be a whole lot of them for that week, just to let you know. And let me think here. I'm going to take another sip of my chai. It's getting cold. It's actually warm in this room because I have the door shut and the computer's running, and my husband's computer's running back there, and that generates a lot of heat, so. I'm trying to think of what else. I have not started on Mary Maxim's Afghan kit yet. It does look like a very simple kit, so what I'll probably do once I get this one done is start on that one, and then and work on the other one in between. I'm still not sure about the new one, and you'll see that later in the week, because I already recorded that one. I just don't know what day I'm going to put that on. I'm thinking about either doing the video that I'm doing right now on Monday or Tuesday. So if it's not Monday, it'll definitely be Tuesday. Let me think here. Is there anything you guys would like me to show on the channel? Anything you'd like me to review? I don't want to do anything like other people are doing, like the yarn swatches or, anything like that, like Creative Grandma's doing. I don't want to do anything somebody else is doing. So if there's something in particular you'd like to see me do that I haven't done yet or haven't done in a while, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see what I can do. With it being very limited in what stores I can go to for yarn, which is Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and Michael's. I don't have any local yarn shops near me, which kind of stinks, because I did really like going to those when we were in Virginia, even though I probably got a little more than I should have during those trips. But when you see a yarn and you've never used it before, you're like, ooh, this is really... And it was, most of them were at decent prices. So, comparative to other places that could sell the same stuff. Or you may not even be able to find it online. Like Noro yarn. I have quite a bit of that. I have a big thing of wool Noro yarn. And I don't know, because it's a roving yarn, I don't know what I should make with it. And it's in a purple color. I don't know if I should make a scarf, a shawl. I don't even know if it'd be enough to make a shawl. Or, because I only have one, and it's not a whole lot of yardage. I don't even know if it has the yardage. I think it just has the other one. Yeah. What's the other one called? Yardage and, my brain's not braining right this minute. The opposite of the yardage. It's got it in that, I think. Or it doesn't even tell you. I can't remember. But they consider it more of a bulky yarn, I think. But I've had that since I've been in Virginia, so I know I should probably use it up soon. I have a bunch of Premier yarns that I need to use and test out. Some of them are not even available anymore. Like the yarn that was on the big spool, that was, and their first, I think it was their first anti-pilling yarn. It had like a multicolor, a solid. There was like 3 different styles of the yarn on the one spool, and I got it when they were clearancing it out. So I know that's not available anymore, but I still want to do something with it. What I do with it, I have no idea, because it's out in the garage sitting still. Because I had nowhere else to put it in my house. I still have 2 totes that I don't know what to do with because I've ran out of space of where I was putting stuff. It doesn't look like a lot to some people because some people, like Miss Ginger from the Yarn Geek, has her own little store. You might as well call it a little store. I'm not envious of her because I would never know what to do with all that yarn. And I know she uses it. It's just, and if she didn't get it, her mom got it and gave it to her because she's not using it or whatever. But for me, I have a lot of yarn, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And if I'm going to donate whatever I make or sell it or both. But yeah, and sometimes I also get, this is another reason why I haven't been putting videos out too. Sometimes I do suffer from depression. Not everybody deals with it the same way. But there are times when I get stuck on something and I have to let it run through my system before I can go on to something else. So sometimes I'm just all about crochet. Sometimes I'm all about watching stuff on my phone or reading or sleeping. That's part of it too, sleeping. But that is finally starting to teeter down a little bit. So I'm going to try to get that hat done today. Start on the scarf. Maybe I'll get the scarf almost done because the scarf, I think it's just back and forth until you want it as long as you want it. I mean, it says on there how long to make it because it's supposed to be an infinity scarf. I don't think that'll take me long once I get into it. There will be some spots that I'll probably have trouble with finding that 3rd loop. If you know what the 3rd loop is, and you've gotten this far in the video, let me know in the comment section. Would really like to know what you consider the 3rd loop. Not the back loop, not the front loop, but the 3rd loop. And have you ever used it in a pattern? Or had to use it because it was in the pattern? Let me know in the comments. Do you like using the 3rd loop? If so, what have you used it on? Have you used it on a hat, a scarf, a blanket? Could be even a cardigan. I'm just asking. Because I've never heard of the 3rd loop. It was the first time I've heard of one making this hat. So, alright. I think I've gabbed enough. Again, if you've made it this far in the video, let me know what the 3rd loop is. If you've never heard of it, I guess I'll have to do a video on it. Because I never heard of it until this pattern with the hat. Never heard of it until this pattern. 3rd loop. Just, and I've been doing this off and on for like 5 years. 5 years. Actually 5 years. About this time, actually, because I started really getting into crochet in 2020. We had already said goodbye to our Benson, our dog before the 2 girls. He was having a lot of health issues, and he got really sick during when COVID outbreak happened. We don't know if it was actually due to that, but he got sick. He couldn't control himself anymore. He couldn't stand up on his own anymore, and we just decided it was time. And then we adopted Bella, our brindle, which I don't think, yeah, she's laying on the floor. We adopted her first, and then we got Brownie in July. July. No, it had to have been July. Yeah, it had to have been July. And then I was watching YouTube, and I decided to try the loop yarn. And I liked that. It's not great, but I think it's good for little kids to learn a craft. Adults, and especially crocheters or knitters who've been doing it for a long time, probably hate the stuff and wonder how is it still on the shelf. Well, it sells probably because of kids. That's just my opinion. But I started on that, and then I learned Tunisian crochet, which you would think would be harder to learn if you've never crocheted before. But I think it was actually easier than I thought it was going to be. I made scarves with it. A bunch of scarves. And then, I think I was watching Bag O' Day, Jada, and who else was I watching? Hey, zoom back in. No? Okay. My camera just doing its own thing. Oh, now it's okay. It's green now. Yay. All right. So, yeah. And then after that, because I was trying to make washcloths. I was trying to pick up where my grandmother left off with, she used to make us all washcloths at Christmas time when we were married. And I actually have one here that she made, but I think it's knit. Of course, it's not over here now. Okay, it's not here now. I must have taken it to the kitchen or something. I don't know, but it's not there. Okay, so she would make everybody washcloths and ornaments at Christmas time. Well, when she passed, my aunt tried to take that up and do that, but she didn't give them to her sister's kids, me and my brother and my two sisters. So I figured, well, let me see if I can learn how to make a washcloth, crocheted washcloth. I didn't know my grandmother knit, but she did apparently. I don't know if it was just for those washcloths or if it was something else too. But I found it was either Bag O' Day. I think it was Bag O' Day, to be honest, because I was trying to figure out. I had a book that I got from Walmart when Walmart used to do a lot more stuff with the crochet and knit and the yarn. I actually got a kit from them to just basically learn to chain. You had a plastic pink, I still have it. It's a plastic pink hook. It's an 8mm. I have no idea what kind of yarn it was, but I just kept chaining. It was supposed to be a little necklace scarf type thing, but it was all chains. So I got that part down. That was easy. But it was telling me in the book to chain one and skip the first stitch and go into the back loop of the next stitch or something like that. I still have the book. It's still here. I still have it. And I think it's a Leisure Arts book. It was a really small booklet. And I actually got a thing of blue cotton from Walmart and the book and a hook. Yeah, I got those three things. And for whatever reason, it just clicked when I was watching her. And it was when she was making just the bag. She didn't even show herself at this point. She was just making bags. And something in the way that she taught how to do it, it just clicked with me. And then after that, and I made all the scarves for everybody. Well, not everybody, but the majority of the family got scarves. I thought it would be cool to make everybody blankets for the next Christmas. Now, mind you, at this point, I have one brother, 2 sisters, 6 nieces, 6 nephews, and at that point, I had, hold on, I gotta calculate, back in 2020, so I had 2 great nephews, and I want to say 6 or 7. My one nephew had like 7 kids at that point. And then I had my sister with her and her 4. My other sister with her and her 2 kids. So I made the parents a blanket with all their colors plus their kids' colors. And then their kids with their colors and their kids' colors. And then their kids with their colors. So I was like overwhelmed with how many blankets I had to make. Now, granted, I did finish a few of them. I mean, a few, because I made my mom and dad a blanket. Made my brother a blanket, which I had to remake because his was in a fire that happened, so I had to remake his. And then I made my sister her blanket, and then my other sister her blanket, which I did the mitered granny square blanket with her for hers, and I think it wound up being a lot bigger than it needed to be, but it is what it is. So that yeah, I don't even know why I told that story. Wow. But yeah, so that's how it all got started. And then in 2023, at the very beginning of it, I just started, I'll go ahead and try a YouTube channel out. And this video is probably going a lot longer than I intended it to. So if you've still kept along with me yammering about my start to crochet and how I learned and all that, kudos to you and thank you for sticking around. Give me a thumbs up. But yeah, so starting out, I was trying to think of how long I've been doing crochet. That's how I started it. My husband would say, that dementia's getting to you again. I don't have dementia. I have other things going on, but that's not one of them. So yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I started late September, October. It had to have been September, because maybe even August, because by the time I went in November for my one niece's wedding, I had a bunch of stuff to give my mom with the scarves. I just gave them to her to give out at Christmas time. And I gave my other mother-in-law hers because I wasn't going to mail hers, so. But, yeah, so that's how it all started. It was either late September, October, because by November I was already getting all the scarves done with whatever I made it with. They got to pick. The only one that I specifically made, well, 2 I should say. 2 I specifically made for my brothers for the Steelers colors, and my mom was purple. And then my dad, I think I made one for my dad in a blue, and then a navy blue. And I ordered Premier yarns for all of it. I had so much. I even gave some to my niece the last time I went up there. I was trying to make hats for everybody, but that didn't work out. I only made 1 hat because I was around family. I had to do something. And I told her, I says, if you want some of this yarn, I'm not going to, you can have some of it. I said, I don't need it all. So I gave her some of it and took whatever she didn't want back home with me. But, all right. Again, if you've made it this far, thank you. if you made it to the point about the third loop, awesome. Let me know what you think, where you think the third loop is. And yes, leave me a comment, please. And if you've made it this far, please give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to make sure I cover my bases, let you guys know what's going on in my life. I probably will put this out on Tuesday instead of Monday, but if it comes up Monday, it comes up Monday. Again, I cannot guarantee that I'll be able to continue, having daily videos every week. I will do the best I can and go from there. I am trying to get to 500 subscribers. Once we do, we will do a celebration, because I do have some stuff I could probably give away that I really don't need, because I did kind of go overboard when Joann's was closing, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. We'll do something. And again, if there's something that you also would like me to either review, a stitch tutorial, if you'd like me to do that. I'm trying to figure out how I'll do tutorials. That's why I haven't done it in a while, because of the new camera that I got. The new camera that I have, it is, it can only really, I don't know, I probably could attach it to my arm to have it look down like I was doing on with my previous camera, but we'll see. But if there's, like I said, if there's something you'd like me to review, if there's a stitch you'd like me to do a tutorial on, if you'd like a tutorial on something that I've made and you're like, how did she make that? I will do it. As long as it's my pattern and not somebody else's, I will do it. Obviously for Mary Maxim I can't do that, because those are their patterns that come with those items. All I can suggest is, if you like something that you see with the crochet club, is to start getting the club and see maybe if you get that pattern, because other than with the mystery boxes, I don't think that they actually give out patterns. That's the only way that I know that they do that, other than in the clubs, knit club, crochet, Afghan knit or crochet, things like that. So, alright, well, I'm gonna shut up now and let you be on your way. Again, thank you for hanging out with me today, sticking till the end, and if you like today's content, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that notification bell, and then hit the subscribe, oh my gosh, hit the subscribe, then the notification bell, so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay cool or warm, depending on where you're at. Have a good one. Bye-bye.